Osimhen trapped in Napoli, Vinicius Jr. tempted by Saudi billions, Sancho's stunning Chelsea switch. We're diving into the shocking twists and turns of this transfer window's biggest sagas. The final whistle of the transfer window has blown, and Chelsea has just pulled off a last-minute stunner. Jadon Sancho, the boy from Camberwell, London, is back home and in blue. That's right, folks. After a torrid time at Old Trafford, Sancho's packed his bags, taken a hefty pay cut, and forced his way to Stamford Bridge. And let's be honest, who saw this coming? Sancho to Chelsea on loan with an obligation to buy for just 20 to 25 million pounds? That's a bargain basement deal in today's market. We're talking about a player who, not so long ago, was tearing it up in the Bundesliga with Borussia Dortmund. And now, he's got the chance to get back to his best under Enzo Maresca. But hang on a minute, is this the same Chelsea who just splashed the cash on Pedro Neto for the left wing? Who's playing where? Is Mudryk getting benched? Now let's not beat around the bush here. Sancho's time at United was nothing short of a nightmare. The lad struggled to hit the heights expected of him, and Erik ten Hag, despite his best efforts, just couldn't unlock the magic. It happens. But you've got to wonder, will Chelsea be any different? Can Maresca do what Ten Hag couldn't? Or is this just another chapter in the Sancho saga that ends in frustration? Let's talk about that pay cut for a second. Sancho's reportedly slashed his wages to make this move happen. That's dedication. He's clearly desperate to reignite his career, and what better place to do it than at the club he supported as a kid? But here's the kicker. The loan deal comes with an obligation to buy, as long as Chelsea finish in the top 14. It's a low bar, but given Chelsea's recent form, nothing's guaranteed. Imagine the scenes if they don't make it. But seriously, they'll get there, right? A quick digression. Personally, I reckon this move could go either way. Sancho's got the talent, no doubt about it, but does he have the mentality? Chelsea's dressing room is a pressure cooker, and if he struggled at United, what's to say it'll be any easier in West London? Then again, Maresca's got a knack for getting the best out of young players. If Sancho clicks, we could be in for a treat, but that's a big if, folks. And what about United? They'll be glad to see the back of this saga, no doubt, but imagine the irony if Sancho finds his form and starts tearing it up at Chelsea. Oh, the banter. United fans might want to look away if that happens. So, here we are. Sancho's got a fresh start, Chelsea have another wild card in their deck, and the Premier League gets a new storyline. Will it be a fairy tale return for the London lad, or just another false dawn? Only time will tell. Let's dissect this absolute transfer saga that's been brewing around Victor Osimhen, the Super Eagles star, the Napoli talisman, the man who was supposed to be jetting off to a new adventure. Well, he's stuck in Naples. Osimhen, the goal-scoring machine, the man who's got the pace of a cheetah and the power of a rhino, was all set to leave the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium. PSG, Arsenal, Chelsea, Al Ahly, they all came knocking, throwing their wallets open. Big money, big clubs, big opportunities. But what happened? Where did it all go wrong? Chelsea, they were desperate, weren't they? Oh, how they chased him. They were down in Naples. They offered a swap deal with Lukaku, but Napoli just weren't buying it. And then, the cherry on top, Chelsea offered him a wage that was less than what he's earning in Naples. Can you believe it? Did they really think they could convince the man who pockets €247,000 a week to take a pay cut? Absolutely ludicrous. And as for that Al Ahly deal, whoa, €40 million a season. That's enough to buy a small island. But alas, Napoli wanted more. They were playing hardball, squeezing every last euro out of this situation. In the end, Al Ahly went for Ivan Toney instead. I mean, I get it. The guy's a decent player, but is he really a better option than Osimhen? I think not. So here we are, with Osimhen firmly stuck in Naples, and it looks like he's in the doghouse. Big time. Napoli have officially frozen him out. No first-team football, his number 9 jersey handed to Lukaku. It's kinda harsh, isn't it? I mean, the man's a top player, an absolute weapon. But apparently, he's not happy with how things are going. Look, I get it. When you're a top talent like Osimhen, you want to be playing for a club that's pushing for Champions League titles and fighting for the top spots. Napoli, despite their recent success, aren't quite at that level yet, and I think that's a huge part of his frustration. It's not just about the money, although that's a big factor for sure. It's about ambition and reaching your full potential. That's why he wanted out. But now, the transfer window's shut. His dreams of a big move have been dashed. Will he stay and fight for his place? Will he sulk and refuse to play? Only time will tell. One thing's for certain, this transfer saga has been a roller coaster ride. from the heights of big money offers to the depths of being frozen out of the squad. Now, we'll have to watch and see how this one plays out. Let's talk about the Vinicius Junior saga. Real Madrid, they're not happy campers, are they? Marca's reporting that they're worried sick about Vini's form. His head's not in the game, it seems. And why's that? Could it be the siren song of the Saudi Real? Globo, the Brazilian big guns, are also chiming in, confirming the speculation. The Saudi Sovereign Fund, these guys are throwing money around like confetti at a carnival. €1 billion over 5 years? Whoa! Are you kidding me? They're basically saying, Vini, here's a king's ransom. Come play with us. This year, he's staying put, says he wants to win the Ballon d'Or, fair play to him. But next year, that's a different story, folks. A very different story. It's looking increasingly likely, isn't it? And the sheikhs, they're not just chucking cash at him. Oh no. They're offering to fund his ventures, collaborate on social projects, even promote the Saudi World Cup. It's like they're trying to buy a whole country with their generosity. Now listen, I've got a feeling, a hunch, that Vini might just be tempted by the allure of the Middle East. Think about it. The chance to be a superstar in a whole new world where he's worshipped like a god. And who wouldn't be tempted by that? I mean, the lifestyle, the money, the chance to play alongside legends like Ronaldo. It's hard to resist, isn't it? This summer, it was Al Ahly knocking on the door. But next year, Al Hilal, Al Ittihad, Al Nasser, it's a buffet of options. Imagine Vini and Ronaldo, a dream team in the desert. Could you imagine the goals, the celebrations? And what about Mbappe? How would he feel about his teammate jetting off to the east? Maybe, just maybe, Real Madrid would breathe a sigh of relief. Find a bit of balance. A leader in the dressing room. So, folks, the question remains. Will Vini stay or will he go? The answer, it seems, is probably next summer. It's a transfer saga that's got the whole football world watching, and we're all glued to our seats, waiting to see where this incredible talent will end up. 3 La Liga matches, 0 goals for Kylian Mbappe. Zilch, nada, nothing. Can you believe it? The guy who was banging them in for PSG like it was going out of fashion is suddenly looking like he's forgotten which way the goal faces. 17 shots, 8 inside the box, 3 from practically on the goal line. You'd think he'd have at least tripped over one and bundled it in, wouldn't you? It's getting a bit comical, isn't it? Maybe he left his shooting boots in Paris. And Ancelotti, bless him, is starting to feel the heat. Sometimes in football, you just can't find the best way to play, he says. Sounds like even Don Carlo is scratching his head over this one. The team's looking unbalanced, lacking that spark. Didn't we all see this coming? You stick a superstar like Mbappe into a team and things are bound to shift. And then there's the Vinicius-Mbappe connection. Or should I say, the lack thereof. These two are supposed to be tearing up La Liga, but they're looking like strangers on a bus. Vinicius even snatched that penalty against Las Palmas. Guti went ballistic, and rightly so. No one would have taken that penalty away from Cristiano. He's got a point, hasn't he? Look, I think Mbappe's struggling because he's trying too hard. He wants to prove himself, be the main man, but football's a team game, Kylian. Maybe he needs to relax, let the game come to him. And then we've got Mbappe sulking on the team bus, reading Footmercato articles about his goal drought. Oh dear, not a good look. What if he starts listening to Guti and has a go at Vinicius? The dressing room could go up in flames. One prediction about Mbappe at Real Madrid has already come true. The team's struggling to find its balance. Could the next one be a full-blown meltdown? Let me know in the comments what you think is going on with Vinicius and Mbappe. Is Vini intentionally ignoring Mbappe? Is it jealousy? Tactical instructions? Let's get a discussion going. And don't forget to like and subscribe.